I'm going to begin by using a little piece of tape and then blending out my concealer, which I'm using as a primer, and I'm going to pack on this very pretty blue shade in here. And I'm going to concentrate this one on my transition area and start blending it up slowly. I'm also, like I said, building it up as much as I can and going from the outer corner all the way to the inner corner. I'm using my MAC 217 brush to pack this shade on. This is one of my favorite brushes. I use it all the time for packing on and it works out great. This one is the Morphe M514. It's my small blending brush that I use all the time. And like I said, I'm gonna slowly transition that towards my brow bone so that way it can like look pretty smooth getting lighter. I'm using the same shade though. The next shade is going to be this green-blue one, and I'm going to concentrate this one on the crease area. I want it to look like there's a shadow behind my cut crease, and it also makes it look cleaner because it's a little darker. So I'm going to use my small little pointy brush. This is like a small pointy blending brush. It's CJH40, and most of the eyeshadow brushes that you see that have a white handle are from the Jaclyn Hill, eye set collection or whatever it is. And to cut my crease, I'm going to use the Huda Beauty Overachiever Concealer, and I'm going to do a halo eye, like I said. So I am going to do the center of my eye, and then I'm going to remove the extra concealer with this small little flat brush. It's a very small detailed brush, so it helps me stay below the line, so that way I don't blur out the line on the top. And then I'm going to spread the concealer towards the inner corner and the outer corner. I'm not using more product, I'm just using that same concealer that I had in the center. So now I'm using the neon yellow, and it looks more neon as you build it up, just because right now I'm using a small little detailed brush because like I said, I want to keep it below the cut. And then I'm gonna go in with a bigger flat brush and just pack on the shadow, and that's whenever you're gonna truly see more of a neon tone to it, which it already does, but I'm just saying first I'm doing the details, now I am packing it on. Again, from the JH brushes, and that one was the JH41, and now I'm using that same brush that I used to pack on the neon color to pack on this green one. This is a very unique green. It's called Moss. It's very pretty. It's one of my favorites from the palette, and I'm going to apply that on the outer corner and on the inner corner, again using the small brush to keep it exactly where I want it. I'm just going to take a little bit more of the yellow and blend in the yellow to the green. Taking the small little pencil brush, I'm using the blue one again, and I'm concentrating that above the cut that I did. It makes it look like I have a shadow, like I said, so whenever you do this, it intensifies that. And then I'm going to use my NYX matte liquid liner for my wing, and I'm using my tape as a guide for the outer part of it. It just makes it be exactly the same as the shadow, so you have like a straight line going up and down or side to side. And I'm doing kind of like a pretty thick wing, so yeah, it's pretty thick. And I'm just removing the fallout, and I'm going to take off the tape. So I'm going to use the mustard yellow in here and apply that on my lower lash line all the way from the inner corner to the outer part. And it's a very pretty yellow, another very unique looking yellow. I love it. And then going back to the green and applying that closer to my lash line. For my waterline and my tight line today, oh, never mind, not yet, but I'm packing on the green shadow. Now for my lower lash line and the tight line, I'm going to use the Urban Decay 24/7 waterline pencil. And I'm getting better at applying it on top, but once I got to the bottom, I needed to sharpen it a little bit more. So yeah, I'm gonna feel it right there where I'm like, oh, that kind of scratched me. Am I sure? Oh yeah, it did scratch me. Okay, I need to sharpen this pencil. All right, so now I'm going lower from my lower lash line so that way I can smudge it out and apply more of the green shade. I'm going to slowly do that, but I do want it to look more intense on the bottom, and it also blends in the waterline eyeliner with the lower lash line. So just going over little extra spots that I missed, and then going in with the brown, not the brown, the green shade again with the flat brush. So now I'm going to curl my eyelashes and add a little bit of mascara, but I realized I had a little bit of spots that I needed a little bit more eyeliner on, so I went over that. And now I'm going to apply the mascara from the root to the end, so that way I can apply my falsies next, which are the House of Lashes falsies. And I wish I would have used some that were at, oh, I'm not using my falsies yet. Oh my god, I'm all over the place with this voiceover. So I'm using the Urban Decay glitter eyeliner. This one is in the color Midnight Cowboy, and I love it. These really help intensify any cut crease, and it just looks really nice and extra, just like a little bit more. Just a little bit more, like it just looks a little bit more than it did right before using it. And then for the falsies, I was saying I wish I would have used a little bit more dramatic so you could really see them, but they worked out. They still looked pretty. It's just I wanted to see them a little bit more. And then for the inner corner and the brow bone, I'm using Juvia's Place Volume 3, and it's a really intense highlight. It's like a great shade for any eye look because it's not gold, it's not pink, it's white. But it doesn't look white like on the face or anything. It's just a really good tone. For the face, I'm going to start off with the Beauty Bakery Wake and Bake, and this is really going to moisturize my skin as well as make my foundation look really good underneath my foundation. I just said that twice, but you get what I'm saying. So I'm going to go ahead and apply that all over my face. And then for foundation today, I'm using the Natasha Denona Transfer Matte and blend it out with my beauty sponge. Sometimes I have my steps all together, like yes, 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 I have everything, you know, like I know exactly what my next step is. Today I'm just getting a little confused. So I'm going to clean up my brows using my foundation. Sometimes I don't do this step, but then I always feel like you can tell in the pictures that I take of close-ups. So I'm starting to do it again. And I'm going to blend it out with my beauty blender and then get closer to the inner part of my eyebrows and really clean up the edge, because sometimes you can see my skin or it looks a little reddish and I don't like the way that that looks. And for concealer today, I'm going to use the Makeup Forever HD Self-Setting Concealer, and I told you guys this already. I have been trying it out here and there so that way I can give you a review, which is coming up soon. And I'm going to bake this time with it. This is a self-setting concealer. I've tried it without powder, with just like a little hint of powder. I'm also trying it with baking and getting like my feel on how it is, because since it is self-setting, I feel like that's pretty different than other concealers, so I want to give it a try. So I'm gonna go ahead and blend it out, which is really easy to blend out, by the way. And I'm kind of highlighting. It's kind of a good shade for me. It's not too light either. I feel like I got a good color. I have it in the color 21. To bake and set my foundation, I'm using this powder by CoverGirl. This is just a regular loose translucent powder. And like I said, I'm going to bake on my under eyes and I'm going to set everything else using my brush. This is one of the brushes from the Jaclyn Hill Face set. I honestly don't know what that set is called anymore. They changed the name, but it is the JH02. And then I'm finally using this contour kit again. This is by Anastasia, and I'm going to use that middle shade. I haven't used it in a long time. I've been using the Lorac contour kit as well as my Wet n Wild contour little palette. It has like 2 shades in it, and I decided I needed to not only use other products, change it up a bit, but just use products that I haven't used in a while. And I've been doing that with like a whole bunch of things. So I'm going to go ahead and just contour my face as well as my jawline. I'm not really going to apply a ton on my jawline, but just to give it a little bit of shadow, because if I do too much, then you can really tell that it's like brown. So I will be just kind of a tiny bit, just putting it there. You see, it just gives me like a tiny bit of shadow. And then for bronzer, I'm going to use the Too Faced Sweet Tea, and I'm going to use the darker side of it and just go over those areas besides the jawline area. And now I look like I have some color to my skin because everything was looking like just even. All right, for blush, I'm going to use this one that's a little bit subtle. This one is Dallas by Benefit, and apply that on my cheeks, of course. And like I said, it's pretty subtle, but you can still see that there's a hint of pink there. I'm going to clean up my bronzer contour area with the same CoverGirl loose powder and just like bake for a little while. So I'm going to use the highlighter again, and this time I already know not to apply too much. I did try it in my Juvia's Place video try-on that I did with the entire collection, and now I know just to start off, you know, kind of lightly applying it. It's so intense, so easy to like apply a lot. So trust me, if you get this highlight, you are going to get an intense glow. If that's what you love, this one will give it to you. Like I said, I also like it because it's not gold or pink or anything like that. It's just a highlight that will go with pretty much any look. And I'm going to apply that on the bridge of my nose as well as the tip of my nose. And then I forgot to remove the powder that I had underneath, so I'm going over that area. I'm going over my lashes and my falsies because a little bit of powder got on them, and then they look blurry. You can't see them, they look a little grayish. For the lips today, I'm going to use a nude lip combination. This one is the lip liner by CoverGirl. And for the lipstick today, I am going to use the Kylie Cosmetics Basic lipstick. It's like a velvet finish lipstick. It looks really pretty, and I felt like it went really, really good with the look. Like once I was done, I was like, oh yeah, this is like a great shade to use. I really hope you like this color combination, the tutorial. I'm doing it a little different, as well as my like little extra intro and outro. I want to try to use different techniques or do different colors and not just do like the regular stuff that I have been doing for a little bit. I always use color, but this time I just want to make it just a little bit more. So let me know what you think. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.